Tonight I want to tell you about a clothesline, a broken jaw, and my friend Todd's mom's boobs. July 24th, 1983, I turned 12, which for you who's paying attention, yes, next Monday is my birthday. I like beer. I'll take a drink from anybody in the room. When I turned 12, between 12 and 13, I visited the emergency room not once, not twice, not three, but 4 separate times. So I was on schedule for an emergency room visit once every 3 months. One of the visits, I broke my arm in gym class. And when I say I broke my arm, it was like this. 2 times were similar events. I was riding my bike, I was jumping things, that sort of thing. Went over the handlebars, landed on my face on the blacktop. Had to go make sure I didn't break any bones or anything. But tonight I want to focus on the first event in the emergency room. And I was at my friend Todd's house. And Todd was a couple years older than me, and my mom and his mom worked together. And 1983, you didn't sit in the house all day. You went outside and actually played. So we were always out in the yard doing something. Well, that particular day, Todd and I were out playing, and Todd says, "I'm going in to get a soda." I said, "Well, while you're going in, grab me one." And he looked at me and said, "Get your own, you jerk off," or something like that, because that's what guys do. I mean, I'm 46 now, my buddies, we still do that to each other. So as he's walking away, I thought, I'm going to get even with him. So I reached down, and I pick up a rock about this big, and I reared back and I wung it, and I hit Todd straight in the back. Now, mind you, at that time, I played Little League Baseball, and I was a pitcher. So I had a fairly good arm. Todd stopped dead in his tracks. He turned around, he looked at me, and he said, "I'm going to kick your ass." Well, being that Todd was 2 years older than me, much stockier than me, I totally believed he was going to kick my ass. He turned and started to run towards me, so I took off. Now, when I was 12, I was thin as a pencil, but I could run like a gazelle. Now, I knew he couldn't catch me. So to give you the landscape of where we're at, Todd lived here. There was a long hill, and his uncle lived at the bottom. I thought, I'm going to run down the hill to his uncle's house because I knew he couldn't catch me. So I take off down the hill, and I'm running full bore. And I look back, and I figured, by this time, he's probably over it. He'll get me later when I'm not expecting it. But he's still coming. So I turn around, and I kicked it another gear. Go about another 30, 40 yards, and I thought, he's got to be done. I look back, he's still coming. So I thought, man, he is definitely pissed. Well, when I turned around a second time, boom. I saw Todd's uncle's house, but it was upside down. And then I landed flat on my back, and I'm looking at the sky. I had no idea what had just happened. Well, by that time, Todd had caught me, and he's looking at me on the ground. His eyes were about this big. What had happened was, when I turned around a second time, his uncle's steel clothesline went in my mouth, up between my teeth, and broke my upper jaw and pulled it out. So, of course, Todd is freaking out. "We got to get you back up to the house. We got to get you up to the house." So we make the long trek back up the hill, and we go in the basement, and that's where the rec room was. And I sat down on the couch, and I'm holding my shirt because I don't want to get blood on their furniture or anything, and Todd's yelling for his mom, and she comes down the steps in a panic. Now keep in mind, in 1983, Todd's mom was a fairly attractive woman, the kind of woman that a 12-year-old boy had thoughts about. So she comes over, and she kind of leans over, and she's looking at me. She can't really see what's going on. So she gets closer, and she puts a hand on either side of me on the couch, and when she does, her shirt drops down. I am staring at my best friend Todd's mom's boobs. Now, for those of you who have never been a 12-year-old boy, that is probably at that point the best thing that's ever happened to me. So it just goes to show, as I'm sitting there with a broken jaw, bleeding, I didn't give a shit because I just saw Todd's mom's boobs.